Good morning students. In the previous session we have studied about regular reflection of light and irregular reflection of light. Regular reflection of light means the reflection of light which occurs on a smooth or a plane surface, and irregular reflection of light means the reflection of light which occurs on a rough surface. Now today we will start with the new concept, that is reflection of reflected light. So here one example is given. So first we will see the example. Based on the example we will see, or we will understood the concept, that is reflection of reflected light. How do we see the image of the moon in water? How we can see the image of the moon in the water? As moon is not self luminous, means it do not have its own light, the sunlight falling on the surface of the moon is reflected. As moon is not a self luminous, it don't have its own light, and the sunlight which is falling on the surface of the moon, it gets reflected. This reflected light is again reflected by water to give us the image of the moon, and this reflected light is again reflected by the water to give us the image of the moon. In this way light can be reflected several times. So in this way light can be reflected several times. So this is about reflection of reflected light. So because of the reflection of reflected light only we can see the image of the moon in water. As moon is not self luminous, but the sunlight which is falling on the surface of the moon and it gets reflected, and this reflected light when it falls on the water, again it get reflected and we can see the image of the moon in water. So in this way light can be reflected several times. Now the next concept, that is kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope is an instrument. You can see different designs in the kaleidoscope. The specialty of a kaleidoscope is that the designs do not easily repeat themselves. Every time the design is different. People making wallpapers which are used to decorate walls, and cloth designers use kaleidoscope for making new designs. So kaleidoscope we can use to make different designs. We can see the different designs in the kaleidoscope, and specialty of the kaleidoscope is that the designs do not easily repeat. Every design is a different. People making wallpapers which are used to decorate walls, and cloth designers use kaleidoscope for making new designs. So these are the uses of kaleidoscope. Now we will see the picture. So this is the kaleidoscope. As you can see here, this is the cap for closing. This is cardboard tube, and here is one hole. From this we can see. So see through this from this side, and inside there are mirrors, as you can see here. Inside there are mirrors, and at one side there is a cardboard tube. So this is kaleidoscope. We can see the different designs. Now the next, that is periscope. Periscope, from the bottom window we can see what is in front of the top window. This device is called a periscope. Periscope is also one device. Using this device, from the bottom window one can see what is in the front of the top window. So this device is called as periscope. This is used in submarines to see the objects above the surface of water, and this is used in submarines to see the object above the surface of water. It is also used to observe and keep a watch on the objects or persons on the underground from an underground bunker. From underground cabins we can see the objects or the persons, or we can keep a track. We can watch the objects also, and on the ground from underground bunker. Kaleidoscope and periscope both use the properties of reflection of light. So kaleidoscope and periscope, both the instruments are using the properties of reflection of light. So from using kaleidoscope we can see the different designs inside. It is also because of the mirrors which are placed inside, and because of that only the light get reflected. So these uses properties of reflection of light, and because of this we can see the different images inside, okay, or the designs. And the next, that is periscope. It is also uses the properties of reflection of light. Now we will see the picture of periscope. So this is periscope. As you can see here, from this side we can see from this side. Here it is making 45-degree angle. This is light rays, and here is the mirror. So from this the light will get reflected. So this is also using the properties of reflection of light, and we can see the images. From the bottom window we can see the images or the things or the objects which are in front of the top window. Now this is the periscope on a submarine. See, here is the periscope on a submarine. Okay, so it is also used in submarines. I hope we are clear with this. So what we have learned today, we have seen the concept of reflection of reflected light, and then kaleidoscope and periscope. These are the two instruments which are based on reflection of light. Okay, now we will see few sums based on this, based on the reflection of light on this lesson. So first we will study the solved examples. Okay, so as you can see here, the first example, if the reflected ray makes an angle of 60 degree with the normal, what angle must the incident ray make with the normal? Now these we have studied in the previous session, the angle of reflection and angle of incident. Okay, angle of incident we are writing it as angle I, and angle of reflection is equal to angle R. If the reflected ray makes an angle of 60 degree, means what is given, that we will write down first. Angle of reflection is given, means angle R is given. Angle of reflection is what? Angle R is given 60 degree. Angle of incidence we have to find out. Okay, what angle must the incident ray make with the normal? So angle of incidence we have to find out. So angle I is equal to how much? Now according to the law of reflection, angle I is equal to angle R. Yes, we have studied the laws of reflection. In that we have studied the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, means angle I is equal to angle R. So according to this law, if angle R is given is equal to 60 degree, then what is the measure of angle I? Therefore angle I is also equal to 60 degree, because according to the law of reflection, angle I is always equal to angle R. Okay, so if the angle R is given 60 degree, means angle I is also 60 degree, that is incidence angle. Okay, incident angle, and the incident ray will make an angle of 60 degree with the normal. So this is the final statement. Okay, I hope we are clear with this sum. If the reflected ray makes an angle of 60 degree, then we have to find out the angle, what angle must the incident ray make with the normal. Okay, angle R is given, angle of reflection is given 60 degree. Then what will be the angle of incidence? So angle of incidence, that is I, is equal to how much? So according to the law of reflection, angle I is equal to angle R. Okay, these we have studied in the laws of reflection. Incidence angle is equal to reflected angle. Okay, so R is equal to given 60 degree in the question. Therefore angle I is also 60 degree. The incident ray will make an angle of 60 degree with the normal. So this is the first example. Now we'll see the second example. So this is the second example. First we will read out the question. If the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray is 90 degree, what are the values of the angle of incidence and angle of reflection? Now first we'll write down what is given. Angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray is given 90 degree. What is the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray? That is given 90 degree. That is angle I plus angle R is equal to 90 degree. This is given. The angle between incident angle and the reflected angle is equal to 90 degree. So angle I plus angle R is equal to 90 degree. So this is the first statement. Okay. Now according to the law of reflection, angle I is equal to angle R. Correct. The angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection according to the law of reflection. So this is the second statement. Now from statement first and second we can write down angle I plus angle I is equal to 90 degree. In place of angle R, I have written it here angle I, because angle I, that is angle of incidence, is equal to angle of reflection, right? So in place of angle R, I have written it here angle I. So angle I plus angle I is equal to 90 degree. Now see the next step, 2 angle I. Why I have written here 2 angle I plus angle I? How many times? 2 times. So 2 angle I twice is equal to 90 degree. Therefore angle I is equal to this 2, it will go on right hand side, so it becomes divide. 2I is equal to 90 degree means angle I is equal to 90 divided by 2. So 90 divided by 2 is what? We will cancel this. 2 ones are 2, 2 fours are 8 and 2 fives are 10, right? So 45 degree. Okay, what is the answer? 90 divided by 2 is 45. So therefore angle I is equal to 45 degree. So what is the angle of incidence and angle of reflection? 45 degree. Why I have written here reflection also? This is I, but according to the law of reflection, angle I is equal to angle R, correct? So if the incidence angle is 45 degree, then what is the reflection angle? Angle of reflection is also 45 degree. Therefore this is the final statement, angle of incidence and reflection are 45 degree. Okay, I hope you are clear with this sum. Once again we will revise this second sum. So if the angle between incident angle or incident ray and the reflected ray is 90 degree, means what? Angle I plus angle R is equal to 90 degree. So this is the first statement from the question. Now according to the law of reflection, we know angle I is equal to angle R. Angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. So we can write it here in the first, from 1 and 2 we can write down angle I plus angle I is equal to 90 degree. In place of angle R, I have written here angle I. Why? Because angle I is equal to angle R according to the law of reflection. Now angle I plus angle I is what? 2 angle I. Okay, 2 twice angle I is equal to 90 degree. Therefore angle I is equal to 90 divided by 2. So 90 divided by 2 is what? 45 degree. Therefore angle of incidence and reflection are 45 degree. Hope we are clear with both the sums. So what we have learned today, we have seen the concept of kaleidoscope, periscope, and then we have seen the examples based on this lesson. We have seen the 2 solved examples based on this lesson. There are 2 more sums that we will study in the next session. Thank you so much.